Hello Twin Flames, thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family because we're here for you every day. So it's exciting. We're going into a new week. October's ahead, a full moon. A lot of power coming in next week. And I'm live today at 4 p.m. UK time doing the weekly love scopes. And we're going to be talking about each individual horoscope, what's coming in for the week ahead, and how this amazing October transition will be affecting us. So I do hope you can jump on live, and I'm super excited because I've got the tablet back for that. So I can spend more time with you guys interacting between the signs, talking to you and seeing how you're all doing. Because there's a lot of crazy energy around, and I know you've been feeling it. We've been having some sleepless nights over the last few nights, sleepless nights, waking up at crazy times, tossing and turning, knowing that something is shifting, something is changing. And that's because we're moving into this powerful energy of October where lots of changes are coming in. Movement. If I could give you one word for October, it would be movement, because there's things changing, new beginnings coming in. You're going to start seeing the actions for everything you've been asking for. You're going to start seeing things happening, rewards are coming in, abundance, blessings flowing in. So everything you've been asking for, you're going to start seeing the results. You're going to start see the changes. And that's why you've been having sleepless nights, because you can feel something's moving. You can feel something's brewing under the surface. Something's preparing to explode, to move forward. A lot of shifts and changes going on. So because there's a lot of power energy coming in October, I'm going to be giving away the Divine Feminine Power Messages deck. And these are super powerful. And I'm going to be using these today. So I'm going to be giving 2 of these away, and I'm going to be announcing how you can win a deck tomorrow. So there's going to be a separate video tomorrow where you can get involved in the giveaway. And I'm going to be giving 1 deck away to members and 1 deck to non-members, just like I did last time with the Divine Feminine Messages of Love. So if you want to get involved in this giveaway and win one of these decks, then get involved tomorrow. But I'm super excited because there's amazing things coming in and a lot of changes. So we're going to do the Gifts of Life cards today. And I'm going to pull a card for the masculine and the feminine in the journey to see what gifts life is bringing into this connection. I want to use the masculine and the feminine messages of love and the feminine power messages. And the reason I'm not using many cards today is because the angels have got a message to give to you, and because I'm posting later on a powerful reading for the week ahead. And you can tap in live with me in a few hours and see what's coming in for your horoscope and what the week ahead holds. But I want to talk to you a bit now about the jazz singer and how it affects the twin flame connection. So first of all, The Jazz Singer is a film that Neil Diamond starred in quite a while ago. But I grew up with this film, and Neil Diamond is actually one of my favourite all-time singers. I've actually seen him live in concert twice during my lifetime. And, that's a big thing for me because, it's amazing. And I grew up with Neil Diamond, and I know a few of you did, okay, because you've emailed me about it. We've talked before on the channel in previous videos about some of the music and the jazz singer and how it affects the journey. So I'd like to talk a little bit about this because last night, me and George watched the jazz singer together. And it's so powerful. It goes through all different aspects of the twin flame journey. And I know that you'll relate to some part of that film. And the angels want me to talk about it. So if you haven't seen The Jazz Singer and you want to, this is a spoiler alert. I'm going to be talking about it. But it's so powerful and beautiful. So in The Jazz Singer, and it's really the story of the twin flames, because you start off with Jess Robin or Jess Robinovich. Okay, that's Neil Diamond. And he's an assistant cantor because he's a Jew. And he's like from 5 generations of cantors. And his dad, who's played by the amazing Laurence Olivier, is this really hardcore Jewish guy. So obviously he expects his son to be a hardcore Jewish guy following all the practices. And he's married, he's kind of got married to someone that he's grown up with, he's known since a child. So there's a lot of these religious beliefs affecting his life. Just like a lot of the divine masculines do go through. Things that they've grown up with. Their parents making them do certain things or expecting them to behave in a certain way. But he's got this gift, and the gift is his voice. And he wants to sing for people. He wants to share his gift with the world instead of just at the synagogue singing for God. He wants to share, he feels he's got a message inside of him to share with the world as a singer. But obviously his dad is very against this. So what happens is he goes on this journey to find himself, and he leaves behind his family, and he moves to LA for 2 weeks to see if he can be successful. And he meets this woman called Molly, and she's the love of his life. She's his twin flame. And he meets Molly, and she changes his life. She changes his world. He starts following his dreams. And he starts realizing that he can be the kind of person that he's always dreamed of being. Just like the divine masculines, when they meet the divine feminine, they realize they can be who they are truly born to be. That they can actually leave behind everything that doesn't serve them. The things that they're not meant to be doing in their life. Just like Jess walked away from where he was. So he left behind his wife, and he left behind his father to go for his dreams, to follow his heart. Something he never thought he'd be able to do. And then he meets this lady Molly, who's his kind of agent. And she moves him towards his life path, which is what you do with your twin flame. You move your masculine towards their life path to find themselves, because you trigger their spiritual awakening, just like they trigger something within you. And when Molly met Jess, she was just blown away, because he was unlike anything she expected. Because when she was meeting him at the airport, she expected him to look very religious looking, and not like he did at all. So he blew her mind straight away, and there was this divine connection. They just clicked, they just gelled together, the way that you've gelled together with your twin flame. And then, his wife came, and they ended up splitting up, and he moved away from that karmic situation to follow his dream. But then his father came back and noticed what was going on, and he wasn't happy with everything. So he tore his clothes, and he said, "I have no son," which is what Jews do, what the Jewish law is, or, the Jewish way. If they want to kind of say, you're dead to me because of what you've done. And obviously Jess and Molly were in this beautiful relationship, but he was getting more and more angry in the blocking throat chakra, because he was dealing with things from the past. He was releasing the past still. So Molly was there being all beautiful and wonderful and magical and everything he's ever dreamed of. But he was dealing with his own issues, his own core wounds, his own demons. So you could feel something was coming. And he got all this amazing success. He was starting to become the person that he dreamed of being, creating his music for people, becoming strong and powerful. But he was still fighting his demons. And this is what the divine masculines go through. And this is why divine feminines on the journey, the angels want you to know that you do nothing wrong. In fact, you do everything right, because you trigger them to wake up. You trigger their spiritual awakening. You open wounds within them that need healing. So it didn't matter what anybody was doing. It was Jess who had to heal. He had to understand. He had to process. And it was, tragic in the film, because, he's recording his song and he's getting very angry with everyone. And Molly comes back from the doctors, and she's just found out that she's pregnant. And obviously she hasn't told him at this point, but she tells one of his backing singers, who's his best friend, Bubba. And Bubba says, "Don't tell him right now, he's not in the mood." And he ends up completely losing the plot singing this song, because he doesn't feel it's right, and he storms out. And, Molly says to Bubba, just let him go, because Bubba, his best friend, wants to go after him. And Molly says, "No, it's okay, just let him go," thinking, he'll probably come back in, a few hours or even a day when he's processed things. Well, he ends up driving his car until it runs out of fuel, and then he starts walking. And the amazing song, Songs of Life, comes on. It's Songs of Life. And I've spoke about this before in a previous video. It's in the playlist somewhere. Songs of Life, they ring. Okay? The beautiful song. It just makes you cry when you listen to it. And he goes on this adventure of finding himself and processing everything. So obviously you see that time is passing while the song's going on. Because he's growing a beard. He's getting a bit like his hair's going all over the place, and he's hitching rides everywhere. He walks to this shop and he buys a guitar and he's hitching rides and he's going all over the place. And he ends up walking into a bar to get a singing job. But throughout this, he's playing the song, Songs of Life, and he says, I will hold you inside forever, and you will know me, and I'll be yours, and you'll be mine, because you can never forget your twin flame. So wherever he's going, he can't fight that love that he has for Molly, because he's found something magical with her. But he's also fighting himself and everything he feels he's done to his family. The guilt over walking away from his father and his marriage and, his responsibilities within that Jewish community. And I know a lot of you can kind of relate to that. If there is religious differences between you, or family obligations, or even a marriage, or even an age gap, or, distance in the way, there's so many obstacles that are overcome with the power of love. Because the twin flame journey is a journey of love conquers all. Just like in The Princess Bride, and I know some of you have seen The Princess Bride with Wesley and Buttercup, where Buttercup says to Wesley, true love, or like they say it to one another, or, death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while. And that's the truth. It's the same with all things, Nothing can stop true love. It can just delay it for a while. And, whether that be a rebirth or anything that's in the way. So Jess, going back to the jazz singer, walks into a bar and he says, I need a job, to the man, the man in charge. And he's like, well, can you sing You Were My Sunshine? So he sings it and gets this job. And that's even more powerful because, that was a massive thing for me, because my guardian angel is called Sunshine. And I've got a huge, kind of bond with this film from childhood and things I went through with my dad. And, obviously it's been past 20 years and we had Hello Again on at his funeral. So, this message, really powerful, especially now to be able to share it with you. And You Are My Sunshine, remember, is the way the masculine feels for the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is the sunshine. And then he's singing, he's getting on with things, and then his friend Bubba finds him and says, I've come to you to show you your baby. You've got a beautiful baby. So we know in that moment that he's been away for, at least the 9-month period of when this baby was born. And Molly had no way of contacting him. So think what she was going through. She was pregnant with his child. He'd walked away with no explanation. She kind of knew why, but I'm sure she was going through all the pain and the emotion and all the feelings of, what have I done? Could I have done things better? Am I not enough? All the feelings we go through as a divine feminine in separation. And she created this beautiful life. And back then there was no mobile phones or the internet or any way of contacting anyone. So she had to be very patient. She had to trust in the love. And she had to get on with things. And he comes back and it's the most beautiful scene. She's on the beach with the baby. And, she's playing with the baby. And Hello Again comes on. It's so powerful. Hello again, my friend. I just called to say hello, Listen to that song by Neil Diamond. It's so beautiful. And obviously, he walks onto the beach and, she passes the baby to him and then they kiss. And it's just like a coming home. And that's how it is when you and your twin are reunited. So in that moment, there was reunion, and there was no pain. You could tell that she was just so blissfully happy to be with him. And he was just so blissfully happy to be reunited with her. There was no need for words. There was no need to bring up the past or to talk about why he'd gone or what had happened. It was just this beautiful unconditional love, this knowingness that they were truly meant to be. So beautiful. And then he ended up reconciling with his father really powerfully, and he became the star that he knew he was born to be. So there is a happy ever after to your story. And the angels want you to know that. And if you can get the chance to watch the jazz singer, it will really help you to understand how love conquers all things. And it's not always about, the things that you do or don't do. It's about the masculine's own self and what they have to overcome. Just like you have to overcome the need for it now. To have patience, just like Molly did. And the significance of that 9-month period is how we go through a rebirth. And we go through this period of, this like a chrysalis stage where the caterpillar is becoming the butterfly, or the baby is in the womb being born. It's a transition period. It's so powerful. So the angels want you to remember that. You've done nothing wrong. In fact, you're doing everything right, because you're helping, your masculine to wake up. It doesn't matter what's in the way. It doesn't matter if they're in a karmic situation or they've got family obligations or things in the way. They will find their way. Even if hope feels lost, they will find their way. Even if they've gone on their own path in separation, they will find their way, because all paths lead home, and everything will happen the way it's meant to at the right time. Because everything is in the hands of the divine, and there is a beautiful plan that you may not yet see. So the message of the song and, all of the songs in the jazz singer and all of the whole film is about, trusting the journey. And there's a song in there, he says, I'm amazed and confused. And that's what you go through. You become amazed and confused because you're working everything out, and the masculines are working everything out. So this is your message to say, don't take things personally. Don't take it personally, because there's always something going on that you can't understand or you can't comprehend, because in their psyche and in their mind and in their heart and soul, they're working through fear. Thank you, they're just giving me the fear. They're working through their fears and their emotions and their feelings, and they never, ever, walk away from you. They never, ever stop thinking about you, and you have to remember that. If you feel it, they feel it too. And that's why I'm bringing in next week the series called Separation Heals. So I'm going to be talking about separation and what it means and what we go through and, how we can heal. So look out for that too. But really powerful. So let's shuffle then, because every day I'm shuffling. So we're going to use the gifts of life. So thank you, angels. What gifts are given to the divine feminine on this journey? What gifts are given to the divine masculine on this journey? Thank you. And what gifts are given to the masculine and the feminine on the journey? Let's look at this first. So look at this, feminines, the gift of joy. So you're given joy on this journey. Sometimes you may not understand that or even believe it when you're going through the pain, but you're being given the gift of joy. Welcome joy into your life. Create moments of gratitude. Look at the things that create happiness in your life and cherish them. So the angels are asking you to cherish all the wonderful things in your life right now. All the joy that this connection brings, the magic of it all. Remember that love conquers all, and how beautiful and powerful that you're on a journey right now that shows you and everyone in your life that love conquers all things, and that you will have your happy ever after. So the life is giving you this blessing right now of joy. The masculines, look at this, the gift of patience. And you may think that this is also what you are learning and what you're being given. But the masculines are finding patience too. They're starting to have patience with themselves, that they can understand. And the angels are saying these are really for all of us on the journey. We're given these gifts. We're both given the gift of patience. So the masculine gives you the gift of patience because they are asking you to trust them. And you give them the gift of patience because they're starting to become patient with themselves, to understand, to realise the truth. Wait patiently for good things to come. So the masculines have waited very patiently for good in their life. Just like Jess. He was in a relationship that didn't serve him. He was doing a job that, he didn't really have a divine passion for. He was doing what other people were telling him to do. And then he followed his own dreams. So he had to wait patiently to do that, but the good things did come. And then he met the love of his life, his twin flame Molly, the person he was meant to be with. The desire for them to happen right here, right now, creates unnecessary stress. So when we think we want things now, right here, right now, at the snap of our fingers, it creates unnecessary stress. Instead, we have to trust the universe because everything happens at the right moment. And I love this because they're really guiding me to the number 3. And the number 3 is a really powerful number for the divine masculines because they always have the ascended masters around them, guiding them. You know, their ancient wisdom is being acknowledged and awoken within them. And we've got the number 2 for the divine feminine. And the number 2 is about your connection with the divine. And that's where you find your joy. When you're believing and trusting and handing it over to source with surrender. And you're receiving everything you need from above. And the gift of creativity, the number 4. So I love how they're all following on. And the number 4 is connected with angels and angel protection. Express your creativity. This means be yourself. So the masculines have to learn to express who they are, to be the true self, just like Jess did in The Jazz Singer. Express your creativity by thinking outside of the box. I love that because the last few days I've been using those exact words, thinking outside the box, because the masculines are working out solutions of how to move out of their box, their trap situation. We spoke about the escape plan film the other day, and it's like they're looking around to think outside of the box to escape from that box. You can reach groundbreaking ideas to help you move forward. So the masculines are receiving groundbreaking ideas right now to move forward. And look at this for the journey, so powerful. The gift of balance. And the gift of balance is about alignment. It's about experiencing both energies. It's about aligning the masculine and the feminine energy within yourself so that you feel at peace with things, that you feel patient and calm, and you're being yourself, and you're finding the joy in everything. You have an opportunity to find balance. This allows you to center yourself and make decisions accordingly. So the journey is about balance, and this is the gift that we're given throughout this whole connection. The gift of balance, the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to be patient, to be creative, to find joy in all things, to look for the good, to be positive, to find that balance within. So, you don't have that uncontrollable stress or panic. Instead, you find peace within yourself, and then you make decisions accordingly, which means you decide. You decide if you're going to reach out. You decide instead of reacting in fear. Your masculine makes decisions connected on their true self, not on what others want in their 3D world for them. And we've got the number 34 there. So they're guiding me for this to the Angel Numbers by, Doreen Virtue. I've got 2. I've got the Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray and this one, 2 books for numbers. But I like this one too when I'm guided to it. So we'll look up the number 34. And the message is, your prayers are heard and answered by the angels and the ascended masters who are with you right now. So this is also showing you that the angels and the ascended masters, in fact all of heaven, are right by your side. And yesterday we spoke about angels being around you, protecting you, showing you feathers. Feathers of love. Feathers of comfort, feathers of forgiveness. Beautiful, fluffy white feathers are all about, the angels saying, I'm here, I'm with you, there's nothing to fear. And darker feathers, grey feathers, brown feathers, black feathers, darker feathers are connected with forgiveness. So beautiful. And to let go and trust. So 4 amazing gifts being given throughout this journey. The gift of joy, patience, creativity and balance. So beautiful. So let's do a power message then. So what do we need to know, please, angels? And remember, this is the deck that I'm giving away. So I've got these messages here. First of all, wow, look at this. We've got calm your mind. Okay? Calm your mind. So when you relax about your journey, you calm your mind, you find peace, you find balance, you find alignment. And that's when your vibration will shift and raise. So you're raising your vibration, which means you're calming your mind. So you're breathing, you're relaxing, you're feeling more tapped in and tuned in to who you truly are. Maybe you're going outdoors in nature. You're doing the breath work, 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out. So you're doing the breath work, you're healing. You're releasing the fears. Thank you, they always give me the fear when I tap in. You're releasing the fears. Oh, a lot of fear coming out then. And the fear is a false experience appearing real. The fear, the doubt, the struggle. Because you're starting to trust your twin, and most importantly, to trust your intuition. Sometimes if ever you comment and, the angels always guide me. Whenever I reply to a comment, the angels guide me. So sometimes I'll say, trust your intuition or go within, because that's what the angels want you to do. Because all the answers are within you, and you know that by the way you feel, which is always real. So Divine Feminines, how are you feeling today about things? Look at that jumping out. Wow, look at this. You were never alone. So beautiful. And this is a message that you constantly give to your Divine Masculine, that you were never alone. You tell them this in dreams on the 5D realm. You were never alone. I'm here for you. But it's also that they are surrounded by angels, and so are you. You were never alone. And when they fly out of the deck like that, it's like the angels take over the cards. So what does your Divine Masculine want you to know today, Divine Feminine? Wow, look at this. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, I know not what to do. Please forgive me, I can't stop loving you. Like in the Bryan Adams song, and you turn me on. So they're letting you know, that you turn them on, not only to, their, who they are sexually, but to their dreams. Like Molly turned Jess on, to everything who he is, everything who he's supposed to be. You turn me on. So you turn them on, you switch them on. Okay? You turn them on to the truth. And they are saying, please forgive me for everything I've done, for the past, for the way I've behaved. I'm doing it now. I'm sorting it out. And you're saying you were never alone. And the universe is saying to you, trust your intuition. You are safe and loved. Relax and breathe. Trust yourself and trust this journey. And that's what you need to know. So relax today, breathe. Everything's working out. There's so many things shifting right now. That's the reason you're having sleepless nights. That's the reason you're, a bit restless, because you can feel things moving under the surface, and something's about to change. There's movement coming in, movement and changes in your own life and in your journey. Changes, a fresh chapter is coming in, a new beginning, because when we move into 2021, the world is really in our hands. It's time to take control, to get our mojo back, and that's what we're doing now. We're stepping into our power, standing strong, being determined, and understanding that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Have a great day, sending you so much love. I'll see you live later, and I'll see you soon.